Okay, so this seems to be dry now, so we can take that off. And let's check how that works, or if it works at all. Yeah, I think so. It's a little bit... I'm thinking to include a second paper clip here on top to make sure that this whole thing can't move like this. I mean, yeah. That's a little bit strange. And it's also not so good that this page is so flimsy. This is a really thin book page. And I'm just thinking how I can make this a little bit more stiff. I think I have an idea. Okay, so I have this wonderful napkin here that I got in a Happy Mail, and let's just take this apart carefully. So what about trying to put that here to have, I mean, that would cover up really much, but this would look great. If you take this off, you can see the flower. Okay, so I will take some Mod Podge. Then I will take this sponge brush thing, put some of this here. Ooh. Not so easy to bring this in here. Let's see. Okay, so when we have this, we can put another layer of this Mod Podge on top. And as you can see nearly nothing through the napkin. A little bit of this book page writing, but I think it's okay. I think it fits really well to the rest. And since this napkin has this writing here, I think it fits really well to this page where Susanne has put this book page, and the writing here on the embossing thing is also really cool. And I think that would fit really well in the end. I'm just thinking if I shall take the napkin and just flip it over like this to be able to glue that here and then just cut the rest. And I think I will do that. Okay, so this is totally dry now and it feels already really sturdy. I'm really happy about that. So now I'm taking this water brush and I'm just going around here to make this napkin a little bit wet so that I can tear the rest off here, hopefully really easily. That should work really easy, yeah, so that I can get, yeah, some kind of a rough edge and not a straight edge that would come to my page if I would cut it with my scissors. I think that fits better to this scrunchy journal if this is not so straight. Okay, so now we have that. And I think I have to dry this again so that we can put the paper clip back to the page and look if this works. And perhaps I should do that here on the bottom as well, but I think I will tear that just like this in this dry stage because the book page is really near to the napkin. Oh, look. But that works. I think I can also tear a little bit into the book page to make it look more interesting. Like this, for example. Okay, so shall we distress the edges of this page, or shall we leave it like it is? Oh, very hard decision. I think, what am I thinking? If we would distress this, it would pop out really much. It would perhaps give this composition a little bit more interest, but we would have no distressing here. I can't distress this page because some of the elements from the other page are peeking out here and I don't want to destroy that. But perhaps we can put little accents of distressing here and there, perhaps here or here, to make that a little bit more cohesive. So let's try that. I will just take my ink pad, take these both things off so that I don't get my ink to the other pages that are peeking out there. Oh, that's really not so easy. Perhaps like this. That looks really grungy. I think Susanna will like that. Here. Perhaps a little bit here. That's not possible because of the stenciling there. Okay, so that has to be enough. Let's try that here. And on the other side as well. I'm just thinking if I shall spritz a tiny bit of water to make that flow a little bit. I don't know what will happen on this napkin, but let's see. So I will take this paper towel here next to me to make sure that I can take that off if it's doing strange things, and I will protect the other pages with this paper. Okay, not so bad. Now this oxide effect of the ink comes through, and that's what I want, to get perhaps a little bit of this grayish blue here and there to the edges so that it looks not totally brown. Let's take this, put it here. Yeah, I think that worked. It's only a tiny little bit, but I think that's good. And it soaked through to the other page. That's good. Here you can already see that. I will just dry that again. And now we can... Oh, I'm in love. That looks so cool. I mean, if you want to try this technique, gluing a napkin and then using this Distress Oxide ink, you can, of course, when you make a normal junk journal for yourself or to sell or to gift or whatever, you can do these steps before you bind the page into your signature. That would be, of course, way more easy than doing it with an existing page in your journal, but it is possible, as you can see. It's a little bit hard, and yeah, if you don't like it, you have a problem, but you know. Okay, so now we have this thing here, and we have this little problem that this can, that's way more sturdy in here than it was before. I think that's okay. We can still close the journal. We would have this like this, and it will not come off. It's way more sturdy because the page is sturdier now. I think we don't need anything here. I mean, no second paperclip here. I think that's totally okay. Yeah, where shall it go? It's okay. Okay, so now I want to take these flowers that I have shown you before, And we have, of course, to include this mini dangle that Susanne wanted for this page. So let's see. I think it's meant to use the flowers like this, and I really like this three-dimensional look of them, and oh, it looks so beautiful on this background. I really like that. And it would also make sense to put a flower here into this little ornament, into this mandala. But I think we should, if we want to do that, put it more to the side here, not totally in the middle, to make sure that we can put a journaling card or a piece of paper here into these both pockets, so that this flower is not in the way, so that it's, yeah, you know, perhaps we can just, I think here would be a great position for this, like so. Yeah, but do we need a third one? I mean, two of these are okay, but it looks strange. And I think Barbara would say we need a third one somewhere. But does that look strange if there are three of the same? I think it would look better if we change these a little bit so that they are not the same, like this, for example. I think that's great. Yeah, I think that's great. Okay, so now we have to find a way to bring those together. And is this already the right color? Is this grungy enough? Shall we add some white gesso or other stuff? I think I don't want to add this walnut stain distress oxide ink to make it not too matchy. I have more of these flowers, so I mean we could make those and then see what looks the best. I think, okay, so we will do that. I will just take these and I will put together some different variations. I mean 3 or 2 or, you know, and then we can decide what we want to do, and we can try out the walnut stain on some of these and white gesso on some others. And the good thing would be I would have some of these pre-made flowers then in my stash. That's not the baddest thing. And I think now I have a problem because these look so cool. I haven't expected that these with the brown look so cool. I'm totally in love with this style. These are the white ones, so I'm laying them on top so that you can compare that directly. Looks cool, but it's perhaps not grungy enough for this Bollenhut style journal. So let's see. This is the white one, as you can see. Looks not so bad. So the same arrangement of petals would be this one. Also not bad, but I think I even, when I look at this, I like this one better than this one, but on the page I think this one is the better one because it has this white, and the white is here and here and here and here as well. Yeah, okay, this one goes here, definitely. This one, or no, this one goes here, but that's the same arrangement. So do we have a different one? Yes, of course. So this one only has 2 of those layers, and this smaller one has the 3. But do we want this one? Has also 2, but 2. Sorry, you can't see it. It's different than the others. that's so hard to decide. I mean, these both are on the same page. It would make sense to put the white one here, to have this here. But now this one is like, it's not belonging to the other both. I have a problem with that. I really have a problem. Yeah, I think we have to go with the white ones. It's strange, but oh, perhaps we can, perhaps we could combine this. Can we combine that? Yeah, the white with this other one, that looks really, really cool, I think. And now I don't have the feeling that these both are not belonging to this one. Now we have this made out of more layers. I mean, we have 1, 2, no, that are 3 layers visibly as well. We have to put that perhaps a little bit like this, not so straight on top of each other, so that we can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 layers here, so that this is some kind of yeah, more a focal point or something like that. Perhaps like this. That looks really interesting. And then we can also decide if we want to put something here that is the dangle here, because I want to have the dangle that she wants me to create here on this thing and include it to the paper clip itself. But we should put, oh, we should put something here to the middle. And I think, yeah, I have this here next to my table. This is from the same Happy Mail than the other thing, and I think, ooh, and I think this fits really well. I haven't expected that. I'm not the bling bling girl, but I think this is helping me a lot now. So I will first glue this down here and then try to get one of these bling bling thingies to the middle. Let's put a little bit of glue inside there of this flower and then take this little guy, oopsala, place that there. It's a lot of glue, I think too much glue. Hopefully that dries in a way that you can't see the glue anymore later. And seriously, I mean, what am I doing here? I'm gluing those little bling bling thingies to a journal page. I think I need a doctor. That's totally not what I have expected that I have to do here. But okay, now they are there. And I think I like it. Oh my goodness. I think I like that. That's not normal. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we want to have these flowers cohesive. That means we have to put one of these bling blingies here as well. Otherwise, that would look strange. Even if I don't know what I will do for this dangle thing. But we will have to find a solution how that can work, because I need this thing here. Otherwise that looks not so good. I mean, we have 3 flowers. That means we need 3 of these bling blingy thingies as well. Okay, so how could we bring a dangle here? I mean, how long can that be? It shall be a mini dangle. I think a really cool way and an easy way as well, excuse me, would be to take a bulb pin, for example, and put that through this flower somehow. We could also use some of, or one of these little guys, you know, that are not the correct ones, sorry. These little guys here. Which color? I think we need gold for that. That would be an option. And hang something there. So I mean, this is a little clamp where you normally, I don't know the English word for these, but you clamp a ribbon or something like that into this little crocodile mouth here. And here, with this little loop here, you have the possibility to hang that to a bulb pin, for example. I am not sure if this gold is too much gold, but in combination with the black it looks really elegant, and I know that Susanne likes gold really much. For the grunge of the page, this color would be great as well, but that's not, no, I think I don't want to do that. And I'm not sure if I want to use that, what can we put there? A little quote, for example, or a mini tag. Susanne has made these little word strips. And we have the word book, or this book. But this is really long, isn't it? But it's compared to the whole page, it's mini, I think. Isn't it? So first of all, I think I will back this little paper with something. I have these tags from 49 Dragonflies shop, and I think one of these would work as a background, even if we would see not so much of this thing. But look at this blue. The blue of this tag fits perfectly to the blue from our walnut stain distressing. And that's the reason why we will use that. But this is not grungy enough at the moment, I think. Even if Susanne has made these little strips. And I have to be really careful what I'm doing now, because she has stamped those words with water-soluble ink. I experienced that because, I remembered that when I recorded the German version of this starter menu thing. Yeah. If you want to watch the video, please take some tissue papers with you or something like that. You will need them, definitely. I made so many mistakes, and I tried to put some Glossy Accents crackle medium on top of these little strips. I mean on some other strips, not on this one. And of course, the ink smeared around. Yeah, I haven't thought about that could happen. I realized in the moment when I tried to apply the Glossy Accent crackle thing, that it smears, but I couldn't do anything anymore. I couldn't take it off or something like that. That would have destroyed my thing totally. And that was such a bad experience. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm destroying what Susanne has created. And that was not so nice. But now I know this problem. And I will not make the same mistake again. So let's give this a little, some kind of a weird shape. Susanne likes these organic shapes, and I'm trying to follow the shape of her little label here. And I know Barbara's paper is now nearly invisible, but this blue frame, I think, makes it really cohesive to this. Look, that's nearly the same color, and I think that works really well. And I think that's also a thing that we have in mind to to less, I would say, that we can also use digital printables in a totally other way. I mean, you could search for such a blue paper for hours in your stash, or you can just destroy a printable tag. There's no reason for not doing that, because you can print out this thing as often as you want, and when you have the right color here, why not using it, even if you can't see that this was Barbara's tag. I mean, sorry Barbara, but I just want to show that you also can use those things in a little bit different way. I mean, yeah, even if it's just the color that you need, then please use it. And where is this stuff that she has sent? I mean, this is perfect, but it's not so mini. I'm just thinking if I want to put some of this. No, that's too matchy. No. That has to be something that's a little bit more fluffy, more grungy, more, you know. Here, this kind of stuff could work. I want to have something behind this thing that's grungy and, you know, some texture as well. What is this now? Oh my goodness. This is from a really, really old thing. I really like this material, but it looks like I have taken it out of my trash can, but sorry, Susanne. I only have some pieces of this left over, so please be proud that I give this to you. Okay, so... And I really enjoy using this material because it's so filigrane and it looks so cool. I'm just thinking if I will glue this down here completely to the back side so that it stays in place and that it can't tear. This material, you can't see that in the camera, but it's so filigrane that I think it's better to make it like this. And the rest of the ink on my fingers perhaps makes this a little bit distressed as well. Otherwise we can still distress it when it's dry. Okay, so that looks better. And now we are putting some glue here and on the back side, just to make sure that when I now put that in here, that it stays in place really, really secure. I don't want to let that fall off, you know what I mean. I can press that with my fingers first a little bit so that I can see the exact position, and then I take my tool and press that, and then these little things go into the paper and it will stay there forever. So these things not only work with ribbons or something like that, but also with paper, of course. And you could also attach some thicker things in this little thing, because it's open when you want to use it, and then you can close it as much as you want, and I think that's really cool. Okay, so is this dry? No, I will just dry that and put the rest of the ink that I have here on my sponge to the back side. It's a really strange green now because I had some other colors here on the sponge, but that's not the problem. It matches this page really well, and it's on the back side. That's not so the problem. Okay, so now we can take our little jump ring and open it with the help of this thing. Put this in here and the bulb pin as well. I mean, we could also open the bulb pin later and then attach this, but this way we have it there and we can see how this looks. It's not so dingly dangly. So I made a little upgrade to my plate of solution. Do you remember my plate of solution? It was this plate, and as you can see now it's empty because I made a little upgrade and I have this plate of solution now. This has a little bit more space, and as you can see, I have some things on here that I can use to make a dangle or something like that. And this is really helpful for me because I can choose from here, from the things that I have. I can put special things in here that I probably would not think about if they would not be here. I put the smaller things here on top. Sorry, you can't see that, but please believe me, the smaller things are here, the charms are here, and the bigger things, some buttons and some bigger pearls and that stuff are on the bottom. So that is really helpful. But it can be a little bit overwhelming as well, I have to say that, because that's the truth. So she wants a little tiny dangle. So what about this leaf? Ooh, that's great. I think she will like that. I will show you that a little bit closer in a second. Shall we use that, or shall we search for something that's maybe better, or perhaps even a an additional smaller thing perhaps there? What about this? Clover leaf? No, that's the wrong color. It has to be something, I mean, black or a darker metal color. What is this? No, that's too small. I wish I had a black charm. What about this? Ooh, that's great as well. Okay, so we will use that. And we can also put some tiny things to the bulb pin itself. So we could use, if we would use black, that would look now, I think, a little bit strange, because everything else is, then it's black on black. I'm talking a little bit weird things here, I know, sorry. I have to think and talk at the same time. That's not so easy. No, that can't be black. I think I will use some of these tiny things that I have here. And the good thing about this plate is I can now take the bulb pin and bring the little pearls directly here to my bulb pin without taking them off from the plate. I mean, I can take this needle part and go in here. Oh, you can't see that, sorry. How can I show that to you? Like so, and then I can just bring them here. Like this, and they are here. And that's, I think, really cool and really handy for me. I'm just thinking, shall we use this? Camera on, brain off. These little guys. Sequence. Ha! Yeah, why not? Is this too? It's perhaps a little bit bulky, so let's just stay with the same of these other things. That's totally enough. Then we can decide how to attach the key and this little feather or leaf or what that shall be. And now there's this, it's the same problem for me at this every time. So I want that to lay relatively flat in the end. That means if I would take this key and the hole here and put it to the bulb pin, then the key would stand like this, and that makes the journal really bulky. I want to lay it flat. So that means I need to put another ring in between of the key and the bulb pin. Otherwise that would not work. So let's try that. I will mix the colors up here a little bit now. I think this rosé fits really well to these. I think we will use that to have a little variation of these metallic colors there. Yeah. That is cute. That is totally cute. And I'm not so sure if it still needs this thing. I mean, that has to go somewhere here, and I think that brings the attention away from the key. Yeah, we will leave that like it is. Sometimes you have to change your mind from one second to the other. So let's see. Oh, I love that. Oh, I'm so hoping that Susanna will like that. I have to make such a thing for my own journal as well. Okay, so how to attach that now? The easiest way would be to make things here, eyelet. But then we would have the same problem as before. We have to put this in this flat way to the flower now, and that's always the problem with bulb pins in junk journals, I think. I could poke the bulb pin directly to this material of the flower, but that is really thin. I think that is something like paper the flowers are made of, and I'm not sure if that will stay in place and that this will not tear. What if I glue the flower, put an eyelet here? Then I have the same problem with the bulb pin. Oh my goodness. Please, please, please don't be ugly. Don't be ugly. Okay, so it is a little bit ugly. But perhaps that's not so bad, because now it's not round. The middle of this thing with this bling bling thing is round, and this is an oval now. Perhaps that's not so bad. We can always tell ourselves that this is great what we are doing, because we are artists and we make a junk journal. No problem. Yeah, perhaps some of this, but with coffee on top, but we can do that later. In and out. So that these little guys now are here. And when we turn it around, then the lace is in the right direction, and this thing as well. And now, before we can close it, I mean, before we go to the through the lace again, we have to put these little guys here. One. And this thing, of course. And let's take another thing of these, put that here. And then I'm trying to go in and out of this lace again. And that's now not so easy. That would be way more easy with a fabric or something like that. But yay, it worked. Okay, so then I put the two that I have here of these little guys here and close this. And now this bitch of bulb pin lays flat. Sorry about this word. This is really big. I don't have the smaller spreads. That's not so good, but let's see. No, first through the bulb pin, then through this thing, and on the back I want to take the lace and put that also through this brad to make this a little bit more sturdy, that I can make sure that I don't destroy my hole there, or that it can't fall apart. And also I think this layering looks really interesting, and now I think that looks not so bad. I haven't expected that. This I thought would be way too big, but I think that's not so bad. I think that's okay for me. Not only okay, I think I like it. Okay, so yeah, that's the solution. So we will just glue that down. Yeah. I will put the glue here to the middle, but not to the edge of those petals. Where's my paper towel? Yeah, sorry. So that I can make sure that those petals are a little bit dimensional in the end. Because I have to press this down, of course, so that it can stay there. But I want these petals to be flexible so that you can bring them up a little bit later when this is dry. And I will leave this little thing white, this lace, that fits really well to the rest that is white here. And now I think I will write a little note for Susanne, why I have put this embossed paper back into her journal. I will, I think, choose one of Barbara's tags from this sheet here. I don't know until now which one of the blue ones or this middle one with the brown. Okay, so I will do the following thing. I will cut these both out, then I will bag them with some coffee dyed paper, sew around, and then I will decide which one I want to use, or if I want to use both. I could imagine that this would look great as well. This one could be the front one, and this one could peek out here to have a little bit of this blue, but we will see. I will just finish these up and then I will decide what I want to do. So here we go. We have these both tags, and as you can see, this one is now a little bit bigger than the blue one. That's because I have bagged it with a little paper here. I have left a little space here and then I have sewn around. I have not done that here. The paper here in the back is the same size like the tag itself, but I think this is also a great way to vary the sizes of your tags a little bit. If you compare that, you can see it's a totally different optic. You can, yeah, of course, make all of your tags like this, but you could also make them in a different way so that they not only are different in color and pattern, but they also are a little bit different in their size, and I really like that. So now we have these both back sides. Here I have written my little message about her paper, about her embossed paper that she has created and that I want it to be in her journal, and I've told her that I have taken a little piece for myself. That's, as I showed you in the beginning, this one here, and the rest has to go back to her journal because it belongs to her journal. And now I want to try to bring this, and this she can read, and the other tag she can of course use to write something to the back. She could answer to what I have written here, and I can read it the next time when the journal perhaps comes back to me or whatever. Or she could also use it as journaling space just for herself. Now I'm trying to arrange these tags into the pockets. I want to perhaps have this visible later, but I think that's not so easy. So that peeks out there a little bit, and this is perhaps like this. Why not? But I think that has to go. The pocket is a little bit strange because of the way I have created it. No, that looks strange. I think this will go in this straight way like it is, and the other one, perhaps we can put it straight as well. We will still not see this hole, but I think that's better. Yeah, that's better. That's way better. Okay, so I would say, what do you think? Is this finished? Do we need some splatters? I mean, we have a lot of white going on here. Perhaps we could just add some finishing things. Where's my palette? Oh, here. Yeah. Do you see the difference? I think that makes a really big difference. Shall we splatter? How will this react when I splatter to the petal? I will just try that out here out of camera. Will they stay there? Because sometimes white gesso, even especially when you mix it with water, it can be that it soaks into your material. Here you can see it stays on the surface, and that's what I want, of course. Especially with napkins. I mean, here we have Mod Podge on top that will soak not so much into the napkin. But if you have an area where you forgot to put Mod Podge, then your splatters could soak into the napkin or into a really, for example, fabric, and that would look really strange, I would say, and I don't want that. So that's the reason why I have tried that out, because if that happens, the splatters here would be really clear and crisp, and the splatters on the material that is soaking them would be like smeared or sometimes nearly invisible, and I don't want that. That would look really, really strange. Okay, I'm finished. That has to be enough. Okay, so I will let this air dry now as it is, so that my splatters stay as they are. I'm always a little bit afraid of drying splatters with a heat gun. I figured that out, yeah, I would say in the last weeks and months, that different materials can react so differently to splattering and then air drying or heat gun drying them. And in this case, I would say it's better to leave that as it is and wait until it's dry. So nevertheless, I would like to show you how this looks now from a little bit closer. And I will also post some pictures of this whole thing, of this project, to my Instagram account. So if you want to have a closer look, or if you want to save the pictures from my Instagram for your own inspiration, you could follow me there. The link is down below in the description box. I'm at Luise Heinzel, really easy to remember, on Instagram. I would be really happy, sorry, if we meet there. And of course you can feel free to save the images or my posts there, so that you can remember them in the future if you want to make something similar to your own journal like I've made today. I can't flip the page, but I think you can remember how that looks from the back. It's not so, you know, bam bam. It's a normal backside of a hidden paperclip. Okay, so that's it for now from me. I hope you enjoyed this. And the next time when you see this blind date journal series popping up on your phone or wherever you are watching YouTube, then you will see me creating the main course, a journaling card that's with embroidery, that's decorative, and that has natural colors. I think we can stay in this color palette for the next project as well, and I would really like to do that because I really love these colors, and I think I have a new favorite color combination, and that's this grungy walnut stain thing with these browns and greens and perhaps also the blue. Whew. Thank you very much for watching. See you the next time. Stay healthy, stay creative, and make something beautiful for your own journal. I wish you the biggest inspiration for that, no matter what you are doing. Be inspired by whatever or whoever. Have fun and see you the next time. Bye bye.